So I just had to get. So I just had to get some of my the blood of white Jesus wine going. This this is the real Jesus juice coming at you raw, straight out the neck of white Jesus from Steve's blade. You know, just had to do it to him. Sorry, Jesus, but you know. You said you came to die, so you know that's what you said you came to do. So look at me, I'm all messed up. I'm all discombobulated with this. I'm not used to having a mic in. I'm usually not talking with a mic when I have my drink. So did you just see that? I just talked into the drink, not into my mic. Did you just catch that? I know you just caught that, right? I know you saw that. You had to see that. It's like when you wake up in the morning and you start to pour the cereal inside the bowl, and then you accidentally pour the milk in a cup, and you're like, wait, no, the milk's supposed to go with the bowl in the cereal, and you know, I'm going off on a tangent, and also self-admitting certain things that are maybe not so good. Like one time, I'll never forget this. There's one time where I was in the bathroom. This is one time where I was let's just say I was been hitting some trees. That's how I put it. And I was in the bathroom, not hitting trees like conditioning my knuckles like that. No, I was hitting some trees, and that day, and I was in the bathroom and I was going to brush my teeth because I was noticing like how how the smoke can stain your teeth, and I was like, well, damn, you know, my teeth already feel stained. And I literally just brushed my teeth, and then, but the thing was, I didn't get stuck in the bathroom or anything. It's just that I was just like, kind of in a daze thinking about things, and I realized how long it felt like I was in the bathroom. I was like, whoa, let me just go back to my room. Like, what the hell? And I went back to my room, but there was one time where I was just you know, tired. I wasn't, you know, under the influence of anything. So I went to leave my door, and I'm so used to knocking on the bathroom door that I knocked on my door to open it to leave my door. So basically, it's like I was checking if anyone was on the other side, which makes no sense because I'm leaving my door. It's like when you leave your door, you listen to make sure no one is in the general area, and then you leave your door. You don't knock. I just got it all mixed up. It's all mixed up for some reason. It happens. It happens. But anyway, we're drinking Jesus blood. Us Satanists are drinking Jesus blood. Jesus neck juice, Jesus blood juice. It's really what is this actually called? Let's really dig into what this actually is. It's actually Baja Blast Mountain Dew mixed with friggin' apple wine is what it is. in some Kool-Aid for dye. That's exactly what it is. That's what it is. It's green apple wine with the green Mountain Dew Baja Blast with Kool-Aid powder, no sugar added, as a to make it look red. Not really to make it look red. The problem is that Kool-Aid isn't sweet enough. Kool-Aid, there used to be this thing where they say black people love Kool-Aid. Well, yeah, but not anymore. Kool-Aid doesn't even taste sweet anymore. Like, really? Kool-Aid is just sour now. Kool-Aid doesn't have any... Maybe there's other types of Kool-Aid, but lately, these Kool-Aid packets that I've been getting are just sour. All sour. Where's the sweetness? The dye is nice, the color's there, but where's the sweetness? It's like you're just missing sugar out of it. So, I would literally have to put white sugar out the box in the Kool-Aid to make it balance out right. And that's wrong. That's just wrong and unnatural. Maybe they got tired of too many black people catching diabetes, and that's why it's sour now and not sweet. I don't know. Black people, you need to get it together. As always. You need to get it together, man. You got it all messed up. As always. So, what I wanted to talk about, to get to the point, before going off on tangents, is this Pendle witch nonsense. Where you got a little girl in a court. This is the stupidest crap I've ever heard of, too. Like, this is shameful. This is like, first off, I know you guys were nasty back in those days, teeth falling out, STDs, didn't know how to wash your booty, didn't know how to wash your body, didn't know how to wash your body in general, you know, didn't know how to wash, didn't know how to brush your teeth, just nasty, ignorant, how do I say it, they were ignorant, but they were also unevolved, poor technology, poor hygiene, you know, all types of injustices, black teeth, you know, your teeth are almost black falling out your mouth, stank, all y'all stank, you know, because, you know, your hygiene's bad, people are poor, you know, some people living in palaces, literally castles, other people, peasants, shoveling little crap on streets, and all types of just, it's just like, you know, people being sexually violated, taken advantage of. It's like you're just disgusting, you know. So like, just as it is now, it wasn't when it was way back in the day, where there was some King James, King whatever you want to call it, you know, people were always scum and always disgusting. And that's why this is for you. You know what I mean? It's always for you. It's not for monsters, demons, and cryptids. It's for you. Scum. Human beings. Like always. Some people are good, some scum. Dangerous. So, like I always say, you know, it was BS as it always is, you know, and it shows that it was BS that in desperation that you have a little girl testifying to court. I mean, come on now. I don't care if anything or 98% of anything she said was true. It's just all retarded. And then also, I have to say now, the little girl is the person I really dislike the most in this story. And I usually don't go after children, but I'm going after this little girl, and she's about to get kicked off the ledge. Yeah, I said it. This little girl is going to get Spartan kicked off the ledge. It's the little girl this time that's going to get kicked off the ledge or kicked into a hole. Or down the stairs. Because this little girl basically inevitably ended up having arrests and deaths of her own family. And I know they probably all weren't crap. I'm trying to keep this cleaner. So maybe it could possibly even be good enough for kids to watch. But this little girl, out of her own weakness and fear, and this girl is a coward and she's weak, and I don't care what anyone says. I don't care if she's a little girl. She's just the little girl that, how do I say this, that was more trouble than she could ever be worth. You know, than she could ever be worth doing something like that. So out of her own pain and suffering, because she thought she placed a curse upon some man, she spilled the beans, you know, all this stuff. She outed her own, I think it was a grandmother as a witch. She outed her own brother. She, you know, and all this stuff. I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, really? Just, this is what I mean again about human weakness, about us being cowards, weak, soft. So your own pity overwhelms you so much. Like, you are in poverty. You should give no F's what you do to someone. At that point, it is survival. It's like, you're going to care that someone ever died? Because, if I look at it like someone dies off of a curse I threw at them, I'm proud that I had enough power to do that, and now I'm thinking like that gives me confidence. Like, oh yeah, I could probably, what's the word? I could probably extort. I could probably, yeah, I could probably topple things over. I could probably extort people. I could probably, get enough momentum to be feared enough to where I could really start, how do I say, start bringing myself up like financially in places of power. If I can do that, I think what else could I do? That's my mentality. Now I would feel really bad about if it was a certain person, but it's, some guy who like I asked for change or something, he didn't give me change, so I'm begging, and now I throw a curse and it works. Look, first off, you're begging already. That's already kind of ridiculous. Already, you're begging already. You're already begging. People, I don't like it anyway. The look of it, it's like, because to me that shows me you're begging. You're mad that you didn't get your money. I get it, but you were dealt a horrible hand in life anyway, so that's why you're begging in the first place. This is what I mean. It's just chaotic anyway. It's all chaos anyway, so it's like. But my point is, because it's all chaos already, and you can't give a crap about the next person anyway, and you really have to be careful about what you value and why and how, you're so soft that you care that some guy got hurt and you had a stroke or whatever, or died over your cursed. Why? You are that soft. Now, I have to say, okay, I get it, she's a little girl. Little kids and little girls in general are soft as hell. That's why they're little kids. They're softer than my nutsack. You know what I mean? Like, these little girls and little kids are nothing. But the thing is, still, I ain't giving her a pass. She don't get a pass from me. I'm sorry. She's like, no, there are little kids harder than that, way harder than that, even into this modern day. There are little kids in Africa that will blow you away and not think much of it. Now, it's not necessarily a good thing, but what I mean is that type of kid, that type of little girl or boy, or in other countries, it could even be in Britain. Some kids are just a different way. They're built different. It's more like, oh yeah, they have. It's between you and them. Boom. They're not gonna cry and sob and bring their own selves to justice over that they thought that they did something to you. No. So I just have to say that. I just had to say that. Like, doesn't always. I'm a firm believer in the fact that it doesn't pay a lot to be the type that is so emotional, like emotionally self-sacrificial like that. This is the worst case scenario when it goes horribly wrong. This is and this is a worst case scenario. This example of this old case. Like, what am I really going to be reviewing in any type of way? I don't know. I guess I just haven't found a premise or content. Well, found an avenue that I could create. I'm trying to see how to word this. That I could create content that I'd feel like would be worth creating, reviewing something in like such a positive way, which most likely will be in the near, hopefully, future. But so I was watching this video and it was on this trial, this old trial in England, in Britain, talking about the Pendle witch. Oh man, I'm just shaking my head already. I'm like, man, it is good that we've come so far in history and in intelligence and in what's that word, in society, that we're not ignorant of things, and we're not having trials, we're not burning people at stakes, we're not quartering people, we're not mutilating and torturing people and assaulting and violating people in every damn way, claiming that we think they're a witch, because let's just be real. A lot of times people are just evil people, and what they want to do is they really don't believe something, but they are using that as an excuse to justify what their sick, twisted things they really want to do to people, and how they want to treat people. So they're just claiming someone is something as a means so that they can find a way to violate, torture, kill, whatever they want to do to this person. And the truth of the matter is that in this world we live in, this world is all about capitalism, which is not, I maybe wouldn't say it's a bad thing. This world is about competition, and is about capitalism, and is about competition and money, right? So I put it like this. I put it like, the truth of the matter is, obviously you're going to have competition with somebody. For whatever reason, you're going to have competition with someone, and sometimes to eliminate competition, you literally want to find excuses to eliminate people. And I can tell that a lot of that went on back in the day. Like, a lot of that, it's still going on in certain ways with people doing things, but that definitely was going on. And oh man, so they're talking about, this is when this King James was, in power or whatever, which is so long ago. And I'm thinking, to have a King James Bible, like I'm like, this only further shows me how much pure horse crap that Bible is. You know what I mean? I mean, it's really insulting, because it's like, wow, you got to think, it wasn't people with like a real, because there's a difference. I know there's Christians out there that, even though I don't agree with what they believe, at least I do know that, and I can tell that their hearts are at least pure. You know what I mean? Like, at least they think they're doing a really good thing half of the time. At least they really firmly believe that they're the good. They believe that, and that is a good thing, because that shows that that person in particular, at least the person that believes the religion, is actually a good person. So in my mind, whether that person is a competition of mine, has to be deemed as a target because they're my way, at least I know that they are a good thing or a good person. So it's like, I know that, like, this is not at least a bad person. This is not like a scummy person. Can't say that for like a King James, or just a lot of Christians back in certain times, and today. It's like, really, bro, it's just full of hot air, man. And you're just a very, and maybe not necessarily even so like dark and twisted. A lot of these people, they're not so twisted. It's just, but there's nothing extra virtuous or special about them. There's nothing special about them. They're just, like I said, they're just another person who is just trying to get by, likes the luxuries they have, knows that there's competition, there's things and people that stand in their way, and then they are going to do what they have to do to try to eliminate that. And that's the world we live in. It's just the way things are. It always has been, but it's still, that's how it is today. But hold on one second. There's an alarm going outside. I don't know what it is, what type of alarm it is. I think it's like a car alarm or something. It's annoying though. Man, that is good. I'm not gonna lie. That shit is good, man. That shit is real good. But I'm just saying, man. it's kind of like, I don't know, man. I'm gonna make an example that's gonna hurt some people. This is gonna like hurt some people's feelings. You ever seen an incident to where it's like, I don't know, it could be someone who's maybe like the class, it could be high school, it could be at your job, it could be anything. It could be, let's just call this person they're very beta, the very beta male or female, mom's basement boy or girl. Uh, it could be the softest person in the thing, and and it's like you see something happen to them where it's just like, damn, it wouldn't be me. You know what I mean? Then you just gotta kind of like, you just look the other way and go about your business. You know what I mean? Like, and you're thinking, man, they probably go home and cry about that shit. They probably went home and cried about that. They probably man, they probably cut themselves over that, like, or something like that. And you're thinking, they're so soft. They ain't gonna do nothing about it either. They're not gonna like do nothing either. Like, they probably got punked down, whatever. It could be some crazy crap, and it's just like, and I'm just looking like that. It wouldn't be me, like, and then you're not. And the thing is too, that like it only would hurt them. It's like you got to give them tough love, so it would only hurt them to try to be like the pacifier and try to like console them. But no, you have to teach them. You got to get like me, bro. Like, or female too. Like, you gotta get at my level. So you can't be like, you can't roll with me if you're that soft anyway. So with that being said, it's like you just have to let them just suffer and learn the lesson on their own, because they already know what it is. They already know, like, yo, get on my level. Like, get on my level. Don't be soft. Like, don't be like, you didn't help me, or you didn't stand up for me, or you didn't, because in my mind you're thinking, well, you deserve the punishment you get, because that's what happens to people like you, or people who think like you. People who are that soft. That's what happens. People who feel so bad for another person or the other person that they are going to let themselves suffer some type of punishment instead of destroying another person, right? So everybody just looks away and learns the lesson. Like, I'm glad I'm me, because that would never happen. You know. Um, that's how we look at this type of behavior. Now, it's only because she's a little girl that she gets the slightest bit of slack, because she's not even developed. Her mind is not there. She's a little child. There's so much missing. But if that was an adult, oh nah. If that was an adult, matter of fact, all of that community should have ganged up on her and or him and exterminated their ass. All of them. They should have ganged up and literally made her disappear, or him disappear. Because if you want to put that many people behind bars, and you're going to actually, even people die that are supposed to be your people, because you felt some type of guilt because whatever reason over something you did that you're supposed to be doing, you're terminated. You are done. You are going missing. You are never being found. So that's how I look at something like that. But I also have to say that it's such a sham, that whole I shall not. It's laughable too. Like, I know we've changed so much. I shall not suffer a witch to live. Man, I ain't suffering you to live, fat boy. I don't know if King James is a fat boy, but in my mind, I picture he's one of them big fat kings that he looks lazy as hell. Like, he looks like he doesn't do anything. He looks like he would get taken out by most people, and he's just lazy, just sitting back. At least looks that way. But I'm like, it's a mentality like this. You're demonizing something, like, for whatever reason, for your religious beliefs. You're demonizing witches. You're like, that's like not. I don't even know if I even hear that preached in any church in this day. Now there are some areas of Christianity that will preach things like that still to this day, still, which is crazy. There are some small few that really still believe things like that. Now it's more or less, they wouldn't say that. They wouldn't really even hit that scripture. They'd be like, "Oh, I pray for him," or "I'll pray for her." I'll pray for those people that their heart is touched by God and that they turn from their evil ways, with their witchcraft and their sorcery and disobeying God's word, and because if they don't, like inevitably they're going to die and go to hell and suffer for their sins because they've never repented of the witchcraft and this, and that it's all nonsense, man. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. But yeah, that's kind of that's kind of something that that's kind of something that was a thing. You know what I mean? It was a thing, and man, these are how we learn lessons. These are how we learn lessons from things like this. Um, we have learned lessons. Thankfully, most modern human beings in general have learned from these past lessons of just nonsense, witch hunts and crusades and all that crazy. We've learned clearly from all that, but man, that is a whole hot mess. Just I thought I had to. And so you know, um, I had to talk about this too because I always find that everything seems to always tie into each other. You know what I mean? Things seem to always have to be connected. Uh, and I wanted to talk about the Demon King Belial, and a lot of things. This is the thing. Now, demons always have attributes, likes, dislikes, and opinions, dogmas. They always have attributes and stuff and personalities like people. Well, I'm not trying to be insulting, so I wouldn't really want to say it. That sounds arrogant. I don't want to say like people because I'm not trying to detract from their greatness or detract from. I'm not trying to say that I'm so understood that I have such a grasp that it's that simple, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm not saying don't take it like that. But what I'm saying is our understanding can grasp certain things about them, and we can connect it to things that we see in people or in ourselves. So when people talk about Belial, now in the Bible they demean Belial. They use it as a sort of umbrella term for Satan, or worthless things that are attached to Satan. These sort of like demonic, satanic worshippers that and there's a lot of mystery behind it because they use everything as such an umbrella term. It's hard to really pin down really what they're saying. You get an idea, but it's really choppy, and that's how the Bible is. In the King James Bible in general, I've read it before. It's all over the place, as you'd expect, And that's a thing. The thing with Belial is, see, Belial a lot of times, for like a lack of a better term, is about no BS, and that's why I like hearing those things about Belial, because I very well resonate with that. It's no BS. Okay, it's knowing your flaws, it's knowing your weaknesses, but it's knowing your strengths. It's knowing what is the BS. Knowing that for your own survival, um, knowing that sometimes you do have to crush people, knowing that you do have to sometimes know who's your enemy, how to take them out, and knowing that you can't, there can't be any tears, there can't be any there can't be any, like, any sorrow about this. Like, you can feel emotion, but the thing is, you can't let emotions influence you enough to where it impedes your work or your actions, or, you get what I'm saying? It can only be just what it is. It can only be a thought or a feeling. It cannot go any further than that. And see, Belial understands that, of course, and I understand that. So this is what I mean about these. And I also have to say, in Satanism in itself, that's one of the reasons why I decided to become a Satanist in the first place. After doing research, is because I'm like, well, man, this this Satanism, already lines up with my beliefs completely. That this is like so easy for me because it's already lined up with me. It would almost say, to be cliche, it sounds cliche, but to say that it was like I was already cut out for it. That's how I put it. To a degree, was already cut out for it, because the mentality, I already had the mentality. I was already satanically inclined already. So, since birth. So, I always would fit in so well into certain type of molds because I am that. Because I am that. That's the thing, because I already am. You know what I mean? It's almost like me going on the path of demonolatry and Satanism is pretty much just me learning about my own potential, abilities, and about myself that I maybe don't know yet, or don't know intelligibly, practically how to put into place yet, because I have to learn. But the thing is, come on, man. So, I had to speak on that, because a lot of you people, and I'll also say, sometimes the thing is, nothing has happened to you yet. You haven't had a enemy, you haven't had a adversity, maybe, that has struck something that has actually taught you that, hey, I cannot care about who or how I hurt to get from point A to point B. Like, it's like because you realize, well, damn, while they're enjoying their life, I'm just suffering. You know what I mean? It's like, while they're having a ball over there, or not even, what even can be more hurtful is, like, this is one of the most hurtful things I'll admit to myself. I'll admit, one of the most hurtful things I've experienced in life is, like, for instance, when you see people or a person, or even someone you don't know. Like, for instance, you could meet a woman on the street. This has happened to me many times before. You meet a woman on the street that is married, has a boyfriend or something, and that's one thing, but let's say you've seen, from different people in life, you've seen people have obstacles or struggles in relationships and stuff, and you're thinking, like, well, I don't have a girlfriend at all. And you're like, I don't have a fiance or wife at all. So it's like you're thinking, while you're over here messing around, having
struggles with something, I don't even have that. You know what I mean? So it's like you're thinking, well, all that says to me is a couple of things. It says that by the virtue that someone else being a man having a woman when I could necessarily have a woman or have his woman even sometimes, what's the point of me ever caring about him? You know what I mean? He has to die. He has to die. He has to disappear. Whatever. It doesn't matter how it happens. They have to break up. I like the thought of him dying of all things anyway. Actually, I am the nastiest guy on YouTube. Don't ever get it twisted. Don't say, oh, that's horrible. I ain't losing a night of sleep. And I'm not going to tell you things, but look, people die. So, my thing is this. It's like, would it bother me? Someone would say, oh, well, you're a psychopath. You're a psycho. Because my logic is this. It's like, my logic is, if he dies, he never can stand in my way again. You get what I'm saying? There's no, even if, let's say, take his girl, let's say if I'm with his girl because they break up, and let's say let's say for instance, for whatever reason, let's just say, hypothetically, like for whatever reason, if she wanted something with me, let's say hypothetically that she gets with me, for whatever reason, it doesn't go right or whatever, or she starts to regret or whatever. Let's say she tries to get back with him and he actually wants to and they get back together or something. Well, if he's dead, how can that happen? Do you get what I'm saying? That's my logic. Someone's like, that's horrible. I'm like, newsflash, culture shock. You're not part of my culture. You're soft. You're soft. You're not in the loop. You're soft. See, you're not in this loop. You're really not in this real loop. You're really in this loop. You're not really in it. You're soft. Because the problem with the difference between me and you, and I know some people that are more like myself, thank God that I know some people like this, is that they don't care if he dies. That's the thing. They don't really. They don't care if he dies. They know what I'm saying. They know that, oh yeah, if he's dead, he doesn't have a chance. Even if someone else has the chance, because there's a world full of people, a world full of human beings, he doesn't have the chance of it because he's dead. You get what I'm saying? That's what I mean. Because he's dead. You know? Just saying. So, my whole point is this. My whole point is, that's what it is, man. That's what this is. That's what it is, you know. And it is what it is. And I don't care. So, you know, like I said, most people know these things. They think these things. But because they want a certain image or they want to upkeep a certain thing, they won't say these things. Me, I'm saying them right here now. Because this is YouTube. I mean, I'm serious. I am actually serious. But, you know, this is YouTube. So technically it's entertainment. So technically, someone could just see it as entertainment. But, yeah, you can see it as entertainment. But, yeah, you know, I'm just saying this so you know what it really is, and you can see the stark contrast. You can see the actual contrast. What in the hell is that? What in the hell is that fucking alarm? So, all I'm saying is because I'm saying this because it all ties together. That's really what I'm trying to say, man. I'm just trying to say it all ties together, and respect to those out there who know exactly what I'm talking about, and they know what the real is, and they know that I'm speaking real truth and giving you what's the word, chips and shards of gold nuggets of knowledge and wisdom. You know, giving you facts, not even facts. It's hard to say with facts. Facts. If you put an X on it, it's much quicker. I'm giving you the facts because I'm the fax machine today. You know, I'm giving you facts because, in all honesty, there's a lot of BS out here, man. There's a lot of BS. There's so much BS out here, and this channel, like I've said before, this channel just has to be a little more authentic, like a little more real. You know, this channel has got to be a little more real. This channel, I feel like this channel you deserve. I feel like you deserve rawness. I feel like you deserve rawness on this channel. I had to make a joke out of it. Because, it's easier for me, number one, is making the content to just be real and just raw and unscripted. I'm not gonna do that. That's nasty. It was itchy, man. It was itchy. The pit was itchy, man. That was nasty to do, but not really. I'm not really even sweaty, though, as it is. But, well, yeah. I'm giving you guys real shit. You should know this already. Come on, man. You should know this shit already. But all I'm saying is I'm just giving you my perspective. That's what everybody does anyway. That's what anybody does on YouTube anyway. They just give you their perspective on something that you know. You know. You already know what it is. It's just they give you their perspective on it. That's all YouTube is. And like I said before, this channel is about cryptozoology. To a degree. We have fun with cryptozoology on this channel. We have fun with everything. That's why it's Steve's Art and Fun channel. You know, this channel can't be taken. It can't be taken like it is a gospel channel. This is not a religious channel. Okay, just have to say that. I may be a Satanist, but this channel is not a religious channel. Okay? So, if you're not having fun, or you're not getting ideas to have fun or improve your life, then I guess the channel is not doing what it's really supposed to do. So, you know, it's all connected, man. The way that you think and the way that you live your life, your understanding, all of that ties in with everything. It all ties in together. Um, you know, and what I'm saying is, if you're someone who is like of a different way, and you're very self-sacrificing, you're like, I could never do that, or like, you're a psycho, you're a monster, I could never live with something like that. Like, what do you mean? Someone dies? Like, what is that? Like, you put a hex on someone, you killed them? They died, you literally killed someone without touching them? That's not even real. Some people don't even believe. They're like, oh, that's sci-fi. You couldn't, that's not real. You couldn't, it must have been something. Yeah, it's okay. Okay. But, my whole point is, some people do not, they would never think that, they could never live with that. That's fine. Um, but just to say, like I said, we have culture now. Now we have some cultural things going on. And I'm not saying culture to try to take heat off my own dirty self, to try to say that it's a culture, it's not just me, because saying that I'm an evil person, uh, being the nastiest man on YouTube, as I jokingly call myself, um, I'm not trying to say it's a culture to take the pressure or heat off myself. I'm only saying a culture because it actually really is a culture, bro. Uh, Look here, dude. If you do your research and you look at I hate to say this, but you gotta look at every gang culture around the world, in every country. Look at Haiti, right? Look at, and especially because witchcraft is involved in all of this too, in a way. There's always a point where it gets involved. You gotta look at you have to look at black culture as itself. You have to look at our culture in itself, at least black gang culture. You have to look at it. You have to understand. You just have to understand that this is a culture. It's not. It's always been this way. And I would even go as far as to say, as look at the justice system. Like, actually, don't even go cultural. Don't go cultural. Like, looking at, okay, well, like the Italians have the mob, the Irish had their mob, uh, black people to a degree almost had like a mob. They have gang culture, prison, military. Um, you have to realize that, like, and it's not just us men either. People have been killing each other and monopolizing things for forever. So it's not just cultural. This is just a human thing. At the end of the day, if you really want to get a break, this is just how it is. So don't think that you know this is relegated to just the domain of the streets, or black street culture and gangs, and this is not just that. And I was thinking about this yesterday. Actually, for some reason, I was thinking about this. I was laying in bed and I was thinking, almost every darn institution is just a big gang. That's all it is. It's just a version of a gang, just with a different image, a different brand on it. Um, that's all it is. You look at, like, the government, then you look at the different branches of the government. You look at the military. You look at different branches of it. Then you look at the penal system. You look at what do they call it? I don't know what's the word to call it. What is that word? The legal system. I think that's you look at the law, the legal system, the law system. You look at how someone that is not necessarily involved in law enforcement may have enough money that there may be dealings between it's like people just always have something going on, and often it involves someone's rights being taken over. It involves someone being imprisoned or killed, or set up and killed, and then it's like, this has always gone on. So it's dirty and nasty, yes, but the thing is, there's a couple type of people. There's those of us that actually have made the decision to not give an F when it, like I said, when it comes to, oh, well, maybe this is standing in my way, like, I can't really care what happens to this person or these people, like, this is going to have to happen. And then there's those of us who care, I guess, who really, really care, and it bothers them enough to that they're going to jeopardize their own things because they care so much. And that is where I'm like, nah. I've thought long and hard and had many days and nights of thinking and deciding, which path do I really want? Now, there has to be balance there. It can't just be all one way. But, at my core, what I really lean towards is I've leaned towards the path, like, you know what? People are nasty. People are fucking scum. And they always get in the way. And they always are in the way. There's always someone who has something you want. And they're just there. I don't know how they got there. I wish I had a magic potion or formula to figure, like, how did he get that girl? You know what I mean? Like, how the hell did that man there? Because sometimes he's just lame, too. I'm like, how did he get her as a girlfriend or wife? Like, how was he even in the right place, right time? When she was in the right conditions, to that she met him, whatever happened, now she has emotions for her, she's attached to him, and now, like, they're together, she has a kid by him possibly, they're about to get married, all this. I'm like, how is that not me? Like, what? I'm like, yo, something's wrong here. Like, something is seriously wrong, and it's like, I can't even comprehend. I'm like, something's wrong. And I'm already a mean, excuse my French, but I don't want to take this into the territory. I'm actually not. I'm not going to make this as dirty as I want to. But I'm a mean person. I'm already a violent, mean, angry, warlike person from birth. Already. I'm already there. I'm already on that shit. Already. So, if that just pushed me over the edge. As I got into adult years, little things like that just shoot me right over the edge. Where I'm just like, you know what? They're all expendable. There's nothing I'm not gonna do to get in that guy's position. You know what I'm saying? So my life can actually be happy. There's nothing I'm not gonna do. You know what I'm saying? However, there's nothing I'm not gonna do to get in that position because I feel like I deserve it. He can go F off. I don't care what he does, what happens when I'm with the girl. I don't care where he is. In fact, I wish he was, buried, because then he's just not a worry. I don't have to worry about anything he's doing. He's done. Game over. But what I'm trying to say is, and this is what I mean about, this is a culture. What I'm saying is, it's about me. It's about me now. It's at that point. It's about me. It ain't about him. It even really ain't about her. It's about me having her as the wife because she's the completion of myself. Like, she is the extra part. That's what a wife is. Like, or if you're a woman, that's what a husband would be. Is that you already in yourself know what you are. You already know that you are a completion of something. You already know that you are have positive attributes. I'm not going to say you're great because it's like, are you really that great? Yeah, in a way you could be, but the thing is, you know that just as much as they're getting something good out of being with you, it goes both ways, and you realize that, like, okay, how you find fulfillment in life is through them. You're finding your fulfillment in being with that person, right? So the thing with a person like me is she's the only thing that I can have, like, to have that. Like, it's the only way that I can be fulfilled. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna be, I can't marry a dog. You know what I mean? I can't be with a cat. I'm not that type of guy, bro. I'm not into that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gay. I'm not into men. I'm not a pedophile. I'm not into children. I don't fuck trees. You get what I'm saying? I don't have sex with cars, with sports cars, and shit. It's not that's not what I do. So you get what I'm saying? The guy has to go. The guy has to go. Just saying. You know. So it doesn't matter how he has to go. And then you start to realize, well, as you get more things in life, or you develop more positions, then you start to realize, well, it may not be just him that has to go. These people got to go too. This has to move that. So you're like, you know, I gotta find balance. I have to find balance and need guidance. Like I have to realize, am I being too harsh? Am I being too ruthless? Like am I, or is that exactly what I need to do to get what I need done? And that's what I should be doing. So I always push this on this channel. Is I push the idea, because this is just how I am myself, of, you know, don't be so soft, don't be so, don't be so soft, and don't be so, I don't even know how to say it, don't be so remorseful that you jeopardize your own self, because you are just a certain type of way, like you're just, that caring about certain individuals. Like you're like, that's a dangerous game that you're playing. You know what I mean? That you're doing that. You're actually caring that much that you're going to jeopardize everything that you worked for. Deny yourself the chance of having fulfillment. Denying yourself the avenues and the chance that you would even be in a position to where you are comfortable enough to get an understanding of what it is, what morals can even mean to you. But instead, you are in a position of poverty, in a state of survival, in a position of vulnerability because you don't have certain resources. You have to draw the line. Like there's balance. Don't get me wrong. It's not gray or it's not black or white. It's gray. But the thing is, you have to make a decision. Like, is it jeopardizing yourself to care so much, or to have certain like such guilt? That's just jeopardizing yourself. Like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? That's my point. So that's why I call it. You know, it's somewhat it's temperamental and it's to each individual, different people, but it's also cultural. It's very cultural actually, because some of us, like our cultures, like in my culture particularly, being black, being American black, being African American, we know it's like, what? It's like you're soft. It's like how we look at it is like, yo, you are a soft motherfucker. And like I said, you can't roll with us. You can't roll with this if you're that soft. Depending on like the actual context, you know what I'm saying? Like, well, I'll put it like this. I'll put it like, if you're a person that I really, really entrust certain things to, like I trust you, I see you as a real friend. I see you as a person who is like of a like mind. I can only instill that trust or have that relationship with you if you're of the same vibration that I am. Like, because if you're that soft, the thing is, it's always it's always in the back of my mind that there's certain things that you can't be in on. You get what I'm saying? Like, there's certain things you can be in on, but there's certain things that it's like, whoa, you're more of a liability, or you're more of a risk to the whole operation. Like, you're more of a, you get what I'm saying? You are more of a risk to us if you're that soft. Because if you're that soft, I don't know, maybe you're just gonna you're gonna get in my way potentially. If you're not of the same, it's not a hard concept to understand. So, just saying, I thought I just had to talk about that. And I just use that case with the Pendle Witch. Sounds so weird, the name. Um, I had to use that as an example to make an example of when someone's emotions and things and guilt and morals and all that gets out of line and ends up doing more damage. Like, this is the thing, if you're guilty about taking one life, well, now you just took like at least you just took more than one lives in the moment that you were guilty about taking one. Does that make any sense to you? And then your life ends in a very sour way. Does that make any sense to you at all? No. But often, this is what I mean. Often, having those soft mentalities and those unrealistic emotions and thoughts and things that are just so dumb and unrealistic, that's what often does happen. You end up doing more harm to not only yourself, but then others because of the way you are. Man. And I'm going to end it here. I'm glad that I've always been the type of person that always, instead of trying to be better, I was always, well, this is kind of the same thing. Instead of me trying to, oh yeah, I'll put it like this. There are some people out there that what they do is they wrestle with themselves because they're always thinking like, oh, I'm too weak, I'm too soft, I'm too this. So what I need to do is I have to try to be harder, or I have to try to be tougher, or I have to be stronger, or I have to be, no, with me, I'm just going to say it as it is and not mince words. I've always been the person that knew there was a heart of stone, seething, demonic force that is heartless, that I said, like, doesn't blink, doesn't lose sleep, hard and heartless in me, but always having to try to suppress it and try to see how in society I could seem normal or seem like something that wouldn't scare a person or seem this or that, and try to suppress it, and always trying to find a balance to where I could get along with what I actually am as myself and actually get along and fit into society. That's me. So it's the opposite. I've always known that, like, it's not hard for me to do the dirty stuff or the hard stuff. It's not hard for me to do that. What's hard for me is to find, number one, is to find balance, and then two, it's hard for me to try to basically be in a way to where people are not scared of me. To where people are not thinking, oh, that guy probably he's a psychopath. He's not gonna care. He's gonna do this. Like, he doesn't look like the type, but he's that type. Like, he doesn't look like it, but he's the type that you have to watch out for. Like, it's like, I don't know if I trust this person. So basically, that's been always my struggle. You know what I mean? Trying not to go overboard with things. Trying not to go overboard. So, like I always say, you need to find balance in life, guys. There needs to be balance. Like, real balance. Balance, man. There always has to be a perfect balance in life. But I don't know. I hope you learn something from this. Like, I hope you understand that there is a real reason why some of us have certain beliefs in certain things, and certain practices, and certain things. This is why. This is why, because look at it this way, man. When you die, you're gonna die, right? When you die, you're gonna die. I don't know exactly how that's gonna happen, like how it's gonna play out, what's gonna be after you die. I don't really, but I'm gonna tell you this. One thing you don't want to do in this life is jeopardize your own self by whatever. You don't want to jeopardize yourself. That's just foolishness. And I hope you can understand that. If you don't understand anything I'm talking about, at the end of the day, and be what you are. You know, be true to yourself. Be real out here. Don't be fake. Be what you are, and find balance. This is your host, Steve from the back, coming at you raw and unscripted once again. And have a nice day.